Okay, I think we are live, at least I goddamn hope so. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, so first, as usual, let's check the audio. And where is my... First, let's check the audio on Twitch. Does the stream on Twitch even work? 1 2 1 2. Brrrr. 1 2 1 2. Okay, it does work. That's great. And audio is also of great quality, so that's good. Now let's try YouTube. 1 2 1 2 YouTube, are you there? Can I hear myself? 1 2 1 2 YouTube. Okay, I can hear myself just fine. That's great. That's great. So, hello. Sorry for super long delay, almost half an hour. Let me tell you, I hate the policy of updates for Windows. Dexterowski, yeah. Hello, hey. So let me explain to you what happened. I'm moving in January, at the end of January, with my partner, right? So it's easy to understand that most of the time I'm there, right? But sometimes I have to work. I fortunately work remotely, right, at my day job. But my stationary, my big tower PC is in this apartment, right? So what I do sometimes is I leave this PC on and I connect to it via laptop. And that's the way I'm able to be efficient, right? So that's what I was doing like through the most of last week, right? And I left the laptop on for Friday. On Friday, I had such tasks that it didn't require for me to connect to my big tower PC, right? So I didn't even check if it was online, etc. to, access it remotely. Thinking, okay, everything is fine, right? And only like something, ticked me on Saturday that, hey, let me check if my PC is online. Maybe it turned itself off, etc. If it turned itself off, that's not really a problem, right? I tried to connect. Oh, I can't connect. Oh, probably it turned itself off or something. Like, okay, not a problem. I come in today, and what I see is that the whole PC was stuck in like never-ending loop of updating, saying that the update went wrong and it has to revert the changes, trying to update, revert the changes, trying to update, revert the changes, and it was constantly like working super loudly, etc. through 3 days, for 3 days probably. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, why Windows is allowed to start update without permission? Why? So I sat down here and I was really finger crossing, like, okay, first of all, I have to stop that never-ending loop of updates and reverting updates by force, right? And whether my PC will turn itself on after that, because we all know that if you force your PC off while it is updating, you might kiss your whole installation of Windows bye-bye, right? So I was gambling with God, basically. It fortunately worked out, but the fact that it can get stuck into this never-ending update loop and that it can do it without you giving your consent is a fuck-up, in my opinion. Because think of so many people working remotely for companies and they are accessing remotely some PCs somewhere else, like in a different city even. And what if all of those PCs suddenly started being in such weird update loop? How no one sued Microsoft on that is beyond me, but thankfully we arrived here. And today I'm gonna play pretend I'm an artist and tech artist, which means I'm neither artist nor tech artist. I'm not great with visual art. But I was thinking, I want to explore a couple of ideas with Unreal. I know how to move around Unreal. Let me see if what I have in mind is even possible. Maybe it isn't, but it feels like it could be fine to, you know, play around with materials, post processes, textures, what have you, right? So yeah, so that's what I wanted to do today. And how are you guys are doing? How are you, Dexterovsky? I hope you're better than me. Like December and November has been super hellish month for me. Like most of my personal relationships, apart from my partner, taken a hit because I just couldn't keep up with all the work, etc. that is going around me. So I couldn't respond to everyone. I hope you all guys are doing better. Okay, so where am I? I am in here, and I want to like explore all of that in like completely separate folder, like art style exploration. At some point, yeah, I would love to move this whole project to 5.7, and that's where we'll be having a garbage bin of ideas, failed materials, etc., etc. So, what I'm going for exactly? Well, I was thinking about making the whole world look like it was kind of 3D doodle inside of a notebook. A notebook kind of like this. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, this kind of grid notebook. And like as if everything is being drawn in there. I'm not sure if I can achieve that in Unreal, I'll be honest. I have starting points of exploration of this idea. I tried to use generative AI to create images for what I have in my brain, but the results weren't that great. Let me show you what I was able to achieve with the Gemini picture generation, or whatever the fuck it is being called. Pure ref. Can I move? Yeah, I can move. Yeah, so I was prompting the fuck out of it. These are like the 5 best images that it come up with, and it still isn't exactly what I have in mind. Because I'm not making a 2D platformer, so that's out of the way. It's more closer to this, but still not really that. That looks nice, but I don't know what the fuck is happening here. Why the grid stops here. I wanted to make it look like, you know, like typical Unreal depth in here is just this blue fucking thing, right? And the sky, well, how about I just make this texture, right? And it will be waterline texture, or I'm not even sure how to achieve that, really. But it would be cool if everywhere you look, it is just this grid paper look, right? And yeah, like have movable things being colored via pencil, kinda. Non like static objects maybe being grayed out via pencil. So there are ingredients that generative AI caught here, but it's nowhere near if I worked with real artists. If I told them my idea, and they would probably be able to create the actual real concept of a fucking idea that I have in my brain, that I'm not even able to explain correctly. So that would be fun working with artists. Maybe I will, you know, save up some money next year and pay some artists to see the staggering difference between what I'll be able to achieve and what they'll be able to achieve on the concept art side of things. Because what we'll be doing is basically creating a concept art via Unreal. None of the things that I will be making here will be materials that will be used for the game, right? It's more like, hey, I'm using Unreal Engine because that's the thing that, you know, I'm concentrating on to explore the concept art, right? I don't really have a frame of reference. I was trying to find if there exists such a game or maybe movie or something. It kind of looks like that. There were a couple of doodles that I found online that were close to it, but not really. But yeah, at least it seems like creating textures and everything, if I will be able to, you know, make the art style, would be easy because I can just take this paper, take colored pencil. Oh, I have a red texture. Oh, I have a blue texture. Like, it would be just making a photo with my phone and putting it in the game, right? So it should be cheap. But I'm not sure how it will perform on the material side of things, etc. Next Tedowski says, I like the idea. Curious how you will approach this. I'm curious as well. Because I'm not really sure what the fuck am I doing. So yeah, I would say the amalgamation of all those things that I tried to generate is something that I'm going for, but not really. So yeah, let's jump into the Unreal. Let's maybe create like a completely new level. New level. I'll be honest, I am tempted to create an empty level and use this. There's the tool to add like elements of the lighting and the world by hand and do it that way. And actually, funnily enough, there's a grid already like in the world, but that's not exactly the grid that I'm looking for. So let's try to use that, because I remember that there was something like this. Tools, you know, C++, project launcher, debug, profile audit, platforms. No. I remember on some presentation Epic showed that there's like a tool that if you're starting from a fresh level, you can add via the simple wizard thing everything that you need. But maybe that's a bad idea. Environmental light mixer, was it that? Create skylight, sky atmosphere, volumetric crowd. Let's add everything. Oh, only now everything showed up, right? Okay, so I never really edited this type of thing, but first of all, I want to turn off clouds, right? I don't want to have clouds. So actually I should remove volumetric clouds, right? Only show atmospheric lights. What is this? Minimal, normal, advanced? I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's delete volumetric clouds, right? Okay, so we don't have volumetric clouds. Let's try to edit this in some way, shape, or form. Sky atmosphere, ground albedo, ray light scattering. So that's the way I can make it, for example, completely white. How is that completely white when it is gray? I want this to be blindingly white. Ground albedo. Is that how I should change it? Nah, it didn't affect anything, and I still have this horizontal line where I actually don't want to have this. So I wonder what should I turn off. Let me hide this, right? Oh, hiding exponential fog just turns off the ground for me. Okay, so I have to play around with that, I guess. Sky atmosphere. I kinda did change colors of everything to white, so I'm still getting gray. It's kind of like this. Should I add like a skybox or a sky sphere? Like a regular old ass sky sphere, and just put a freaking texture of my notebook there? Should that be the way? I'm not really sure, I'll be honest. So we are exploring everything. But it's nice that they have such a simple tool for guys like me that don't know what the fuck are they doing. Let me see the advanced section. I'm not sure if that's the way of doing this. What if I turn down the off skylight? Nothing really happens. Sky atmosphere turns everything off, so I need this. Exponential height fog turns off that. And directional light, of course, turns off light, right? So, directional light. I shouldn't probably change the intensity of that, because what that would achieve, like if I... Yeah, it becomes more white, but it's not really... It's not really that. Exponential height fall. Oh, I actually like the idea that it is all more like unilateral, or however the fuck you pronounce that, and there's like a cube map for fog color, but that's not really like a texture, but I need to add texture there. I think I won't be able to achieve the effect of having all of the world being a background like grid paper, just with changing attributes of... I cannot even get the pure white color in here, so that might not be the correct idea. Light mixer levels, what the hell I can do in here? Color grading. Okay, sky, light, sky, atmosphere. These are the only things that I have right now. But I'm almost half sure that I could do something with texture in here. Let me take a peek at it. Planet top at absolute world illusion. Planet top at component transform. Okay, whatever. I am half sure I was playing around with that in Unreal Engine 4 and I did something to that, but I guess we have to go the old Sky Dome route for that. So we're getting, like, you know, 2 generations of consoles back for the Sky Dome. I wonder, how do you even do this in modern Unreal Engine 5? Let's search for that. Unreal Engine 5 Sky Dome. How to make a stylized skybox. Okay. Creating an artist-driven HDR. How to make a sky dome? That's Unreal Engine 4. Let's see what, you know, the guys are saying in here. Let me turn off the audio. Oh, wait. Ah, okay, you're just placing... Environmental light mixer, alright, and... Actually, let me turn on the audio. There's already a sky dome there. How the fuck did I miss that? I missed that because it's Not here? What the actual... No such thing exists in here, sir. See, that's why I'm doing this thing. But it does have a sprite, the sprite component for selecting in the world. Sky atmosphere component. Okay, let's see. Let's once again create a new level. Let's turn on the basic level. Don't save it. Is there like a sky sphere here? So when you are creating level from scratch, you don't have it. When you are using the template, you do have it. Okay, fine. Fuck right off. Sky sphere. I have this. Now I can work with that, right? In all actuality, I wanted to turn on this element. So I should provide a texture in here. And see how it will look. Okay, let me take a photo from my... Let's use the actual real life notebook for that. Let's see if my phone... If I'll be able to get that in a nice quality. And did it upload? It should have. The texture that I got actually is super small, so maybe let's take another photo from like a bigger view. Of course it will not be, you know, like a super professional scan or anything like that, but let me get that one downloaded. There's one, and do I already have another one? Photo uploaded? Yes. The photo quality is not that great, but who cares? Okay, now let's import that into the Unreal Engine. And let's see what can I do with that. First of all, yeah, volumetric clouds are going as a first thing. Now let's import the picture. Oh, actually I have already. And let's save it. Oh my god. Actually it caught the nice detail of like paper in here. I like that, but the picture itself is kind of blurry. Okay. Let's put that texture in here. Actually, maybe let's not edit the engine content. Let's actually just copy that and put in here, because otherwise I will fuck up so much. Grid paper sky dome. I'm not sure what I'm doing really. It's just one big experiment. One big experiment. Okay, so we want to have a texture. Let's start with this one maybe, and let's just put it here. I already... Oh no, I edited the engine. Fuck. That's not the one I wanted to edit. Shit. That's the one I wanted to edit. And here. And let's cook it up. Where the hell was it? Sky sphere. We'll see how bad it will look. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. It didn't have any singular freaking change. And if I put it here, also nothing happened. That's extremely curious. And I probably shouldn't have edited this. I also probably should have copied it. As grid sky sphere. And now that I can edit and select my grid paper. Nothing. Like, whoa. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. But really nothing happened here. Dexterowski says turn off exponential fog, maybe? Yeah, why not? We need that. Of course we... It looks like we don't need that. The sky sphere is not even used in here. It looks like. Sky atmosphere is doing nothing. So why it is even here if it doesn't do anything? I think my dome looks alright. Although, wait a sec. Wait a sec. The scale of it is 400 by 400. So we are encapsulated by the sphere. So, should I make it two-sided? It sounds stupid, but yeah, it looks like ass. And only one half of it is being rendered. Whoa. Yeah. Probably I should do something with this. Because as you can see, it's not exactly... But you have this kind of creepy thing of... everywhere you look. But now turning off exponential height should do exactly what we want. Although it still looks like ass, but at least... if I have a better grid paper texture... a little bit better UV mapping and everything, it could look almost half decent. Okay, so I think what I should do right now is there was this thing. What was the name of it? Texture Grapher? That was like a plugin. Graph. Oh yeah, I have to restart the editor. Yeah, because what I'm thinking right now is I should take my texture and just like duplicate it basically. So let me save that level as an experimental one. Save current level as paper world experiment. Paper world experiment. Yeah. Let's restart the editor. Yeah. Save selected. And let's see, meanwhile, while the editor restarts, what the guy is doing in here. Simple sky dome, yeah. He copies that. He is promoting some site that already has like a sky dome texture, beautiful sky dome texture. Okay, but what if I want to make my own, right? So he basically, that's why I sometimes have a problem with tutorials, because he's like, hey, make a stylus skybox. Well, download the already created one texture and just apply it to, you know, use some other tool to upscale it, convert the PNG to HDR, and you kinda have it. And that's how you make a 16-minute tutorial. So yeah. Okay. And what this guy is saying? How to make a sky sphere?
Hey guys, in this
No audio. Once again, download already made texture cube. Okay, fuck you. Unreal Engine 5. How to make your own texture cube. Custom HDR image. Creating cube maps. That's not necessarily what I want. Dexterowski says, put it into GPT and tell him to convert it into paper grid. Yeah, I could do this. Dexterowski says, and I don't know why he edited Skysphere instead of doing an HDRI backdrop. Yeah, not really sure myself. So basically, maybe, but tell me, it doesn't make sense to turn my photo of a grid paper into HDRI, right? Because it doesn't even contain that information. So yeah. You see, that's why I thought that this stream will be funny, because I'm not a tech artist, I'm not an artist. I came up with something and I'm not even sure how to achieve it. But that's why we are exploring things, right? Okay. So what else could we explore in here? Ah, yes, I wanted to see... let's turn off the environmental light mixer, as I won't fucking need it. Paper world experiment, yes. Let's turn that off. I have this thing going on. Dexterowski says, yeah, in your case it would be better to edit Skysphere, I think. Yeah, that's what I think. Like, it should be a little bit simpler. Of course, yeah, UV mapping, etc. That would be a struggle. And making, because my photo is not 8K. My photo is, I'm not sure even what it is. But for sure, it's not like the highest freaking resolution. I use that. I could even use worse photo. Let's see how the other one will be performing. I think that's the one. Even more of a close-up. But on the other hand, funnily enough, when it comes to UV, it behaves better. But all the detail here looks like freaking noise. Like, it's almost as if I want to just scale that freaking thing down, right? And just tile it up. Which is why I wanted to use this texture graph. Grid paper. Can I like just put in already like a texture? Yes, I can. So I have this texture. It is actually almost 4K. Alright. Texture graph. I think I had a stream on that. It's like a new... I don't know even what to compare it to. Because it's not exactly... What's the name of that software? Oh my god. 8.0. Think. Every artist is using this. Oh my god. My partner is using that software for like textures. I forgot the name of it, but there is this super popular software for texturing that I forgot the name of it right now. Yo Kishan, yo man, how are you doing? But yeah, basically it is the Unreal Engine's version of like a really simple tool to create your own texture. So play around with textures, etc. So procedural gradient, pattern, noise, shape. What I really want to do is just duplicate that. Do I have something already? Array. No. Split channel, swizzle, blur, edge detect. Oh, I can do an edge detect. I wonder how it will work. Oh my god! Actually, it looks really nice. Kishan says, man, I'm overwhelmed by this. Me too. Right now, what I'm trying to do is I have this little game that I'm working on, and I will be working on for a long time. This is, oh my god, kind of like an art style that I'm going for, but not really close to what I have in mind. I cannot make any generative AI to output an image that I have in my head. So I'm trying to, explore the art style via Unreal Engine, but I'm not an artist and not a Turk artist, so I suck at it, but why not have fun and learn something new along the way, right? That's what it's all about. But the funny thing is, this texture on a regular cube looks actually fucking great. I love the detail of the paper on this shit. Man, my phone can take a picture. But yeah, I could bump up like the white color on it, etc., but make it world aligned. Yeah. But the edge detect is also looking nice. Actually, if I want to like invert on something, it's kinda looking really good. I'll be honest. Oh. Vexerovsky says in Discord, I have some illegal stuff to sell, and he showed a picture. Can I show it to the people? Because it looks kind of cool. Where is it from? I have some suspicion. That's what I need. A repetition. Show it. Okay. Dexterovsky says that he has some illegal stuff to sell, and that's exactly what he is. Oh my god. Windows. God damn it. That looks nice. Where did you get this from? You also have this idea that the enemies will be like simple shapes, but the eyes will look on them. It will be 2D sprites that I will actually hand drawn on this exact notebook and kind of like paste it onto the shape, and it will be like flipping between frames. I can talk about it, but I cannot draw it. I wanted to learn how to draw at some point during the COVID pandemic, but I didn't get very far with that. Repeat like 16 times and 16 times. That looks like ass. That looks even worse. How about 4 and 4? It's almost as if I really wanted to do it properly. Instead of making a photo of my notebook, I should make this grid, but have a background of this paper definition. So it should be like a photo of a clear paper, and I should procedurally, via texture grapher, just put the lines in there. That's yeah. Dexterovsky said, I did exactly what I told you should do with these skyboxes. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Putting this into, you know, convert the existing skybox into the paper grid. It looks nice, I'll be honest. Let's see how your thing, you know, performs. I am really curious. Let's see. Stream BBB and let's see. Yes, I wanted to import first of all. And let's put it here. And let's see how that performs. Shall we? Almost there. And something weird happened, like... yes, that's what I wanted to turn off. Almost there. It is the wider version, I think. That's the one I saved, I think. Save image. Yeah, this is the wide version. I can double check, of course, and re-import it. And save it. But I think this is the... Yeah, this is the wider version. That's a nice challenge, right? How to even do the basic fucking thing. The grid paper correctly. That's an interesting challenge. We might be sitting here for the next 2 hours only with that. Yeah, but still the texture is... Actually, how do you Hmm. Output. Hmm. Width, height. Can I go like 8K by 8K immediately? And can't I just do that? Let's save that texture and let's use that as an input. And here, can I do this kind of thing? No, I can't. I don't think I can. Right? No, I can't. But can I export the texture? Yes, I can. Export. And it export where exactly? Ah, okay. So like grid, paper, skydome. Dexterovsky says, okay, let me edit this quickly. Okay, okay. I see you're getting in on the challenge. Let me quickly, clear my nose. Where is the OBS? I have so many things open right now. Okay, give me a sec. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for that. I still have, sinuses and nose problems after infection. So sorry for that. Okay, let me re-export that. Why is it named output? Grid, paper, skydome. Save it, export. Yes, thank you. So now, how does it look like? Do I have this shit? Is it 8K? No, it's... What the fuck? Why? Oh, that's 8K and the other one wasn't 8K? Okay, fuck it. Let's take this as an 8K. But yeah, probably I should have taken a bigger picture, which I might do in a second. Let me quickly jump to 2. Wait, I had... Yes. This, and let me delete all of that because I will get lost quickly. Let's put it here. It still looks like ass. Okay, let's play around with just texture. Like scale, can I do like any scale? And why is it yellow suddenly? And okay, that's not really what I want to do, it seems. Cube maps, interior cube map. What can I do with UVs here? Because I kind of just want to scale it down a little bit. Unit, no, util. Okay, let me just type in UV. UV cropping, sub UV function, UV remap, screen aligned UVs. That might be interesting. But yeah. It won't do. You can fuck right up. A new thing on a Discord from Dexterovsky. Let's download his new version. And let's import that. Dexterovsky says, okay, sent adjusted version and seams should not be that visible. Okay, let's see that. Let's see that. And let me turn on this. Let's see what will happen in here. Yeah, it is. Oh. It is a bit better. God damn. There was also another thing that I wanted to do. That, for example, let me quickly show you what I mean. I don't remember how you do it, so let me quickly search for that. It was like Unreal Engine 5 world aligned texture. That's how it was being done. Oh my god, it's like a long talk. That's not what I wanted to do. Dexterovsky says, "Lol, what the fuck? Why these clouds are aligned so high?" Yeah, that's a correct question. Okay, he's doing so much in here. Let me just quickly show you what I had in mind. Like, I wanted to do something to that effect that when you're moving a mesh around, it looks like you are moving the whole texture around. Like, it's a view to a texture. I don't know how to explain this. I think the name is world aligned texture, and let me quickly create this material. What have you, and world space aligned, world aligned. Dexterovsky says, yeah, I know what you have in mind. Yeah, I forgot the name of it because I remember playing around with it like some time ago, but I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I remember. And let me put the grid paper, like, whichever, it can be even that, right? And wait, tiles, a texture, and a, it's a world aligned texture. Okay, so I do remember it correctly, but I kind of forgot how you set it up. Texture object, that's what you have to put in here. I forgot that something like this exists. Object, and then you can put it here. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I want. I don't know why it is tiled like that, but okay, I know why. UVs, etc. So it probably would need to work on some UVs, but you know, for example, if we would have geometry, no, shapes, like cone, right? Let's say we have a cone enemy or something like this, or a tree or whatever, right? And it would have this texture, borderline texture. Yeah, so that's kind of what I have in mind. Let's maybe make it scale up. Yeah, but instead of it being tiled like that, it will be like a one huge ass texture. And for example, let's say this is an enemy, and Maybe it will look cool if it was moving to you like this and you would see, you know, something like this. I'm not sure really, I'm just experimenting. Maybe a static texture would be better. And I have to take a quick pause. So I'll be back in like 5 minutes. So I'll be back in like 5 minutes, and yeah, we will continue with those experiments in like 5 to 10 minutes. More like 5. So, quick break, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that break. I need to take it. And we got our first bot this stream. I don't think I have a botless stream. And I'm such a small streamer and the bots are still so, like, I think attacking everyone. Going far and wide that they are even going at me. Let's ban that bot. Thank you. Okay, so where we were at? This thing. Okay, sky sphere, etc. Blah blah. This looks like ass. But okay. Let's think critically about that. What is wrong with that picture? The UVs, everything, it's like a rectangle wrapped around the sphere, right? So there will be problems. What I wanna achieve is, let's take a peek at this. Actually, neither this when we are inside of the cube, and here we are inside of the cube. It's more like this or that, when it seems like we just have a flat paper and everything is rendered inside of it or in front of it, something like that. Inside of it would be awesome, as if everything was drawn, but I have no capabilities in any way, shape, or form to do that. I don't have money to pay a real artist to help me with that. So the best we could probably achieve is if we could have it like in a fucking screen space, you know, like a flat fucking paper and everything rendered in front of it. That's the best I think I could achieve. Unless we took the whole renderer and put it into a render target that is on this thing, but it seems like such a... I don't know how to do this, but whatever. Let's try to do like a minimal thing. Let's at least have like a flat sheet of paper in front of us, right? That would be awesome. So yeah, we have the sky dome and everything is kind of dark. Here was my texture, right? That one. Okay. So let's hook it up once again, and if I want to have it like flat and as if I just put that paper on my screen, am I correct to assume that I should do it somehow in a screen space instead of a world space? I should just lay out this whole fucking texture in a screen space. I don't think I didn't really play that much with materials outside from like prototypes and shit, right, for the gameplay. And at every day job I worked for, usually the real artists are taking over after that bullshit, you know, placeholder asset, right? So I never really dealt with that, but I don't know. Let's search. Screen. Blend screen. Inverse each texture. Screen position. Adds the screen position node here. Screen resolution. Oh, that's nice. World space aligned screen coordinates. Move the center of a screen aligned coordinates to the center of world position. Second output scales the results. Blend screen, screen aligned UVs. Oh! That is something that might be of interest to us. But it needs some texture. Okay. Screen. What else can we do? Screen aligned UVs. That's the one. That thing, right? Yeah. Okay. Screen. Manual world. But that's for world position offset. The screen position expression outputs the screen space position of the pixel currently being rendered. How does that shit work? Pixel position. So it retrieves the pixel position in the world space and the viewport. I never used this node, so I'm not sure what it does. Fuck it. Viewport UVs. So it seems like it outputs my screen as a UVs that I could maybe map to. I should have played with screen effects more in the past, but fuck it, let's put it this here. Maybe this will work. What is the texture here? Ah, that's the texture. Everything is gray, so I don't think that's it. I'm just throwing shit at the wall and see what. That starts to look interesting, but why it is kind of see-through, I have no idea. But because it's emissive color. Wait. That's it? That's what I needed the whole time to render like a sheet of paper in front of me? You see, guys, that's why when you want to do professional art, you are going for professional artists or for consultations, etc. Because it took me what? An hour and a half to come up with that, hey, there is the screen position node. And you could hook it up to your texture sample and put it into your material for Skydome. To render the fucking flat paper sheet. But at least now we know. 1 hour of searching and okay, I think I can freaking... I wonder if I can actually somehow multiply that. What will happen? I don't know, let's freaking find out. Absolutely fucking nothing. Whoa! That's cool as fuck, actually. It's not what I'm going for. To render... Or maybe I am going for that? That's actually... I haven't considered that it could be a colored paper. And have a gradient and everything on there. Holy shit, moly. So what will happen if I actually turn on the height fog right now? Nah, I still have this cut of disk distance, etc. Like when I will be walking around, blah 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 blah, it's nice, but that's not really it. But it's cool to know that I can do something like this. See the world as if it was being rendered. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I'm not using that, but I'm leaving it here. And let me leave a comment here, like, I cannot stand white comments. Let me change the settings that I thought I already had. But default comment node title. It should be black. It should be black in graph editor. Probably in Unreal Engine there's a bug where the default color of the comment from the settings isn't passed through to the material editor, because why the fuck would it, right? Why would I expect consistency? And I'm being a hypocrite because in my own gameplay code there are lots of not consistent things, so I'm being a regular old ass hypocrite. But cool effect to combine atmosphere with grid paper. All right. So what I actually need right now is a better picture. Let me take it. I wonder if that will suffice. Let's see. Let me take the picture up. Oh my god. First I should edit it to be like actually completely white instead of this gray. Yeah, can I edit it like right now? Thank you. And I don't think it is like perfectly aligned 90 degrees angle, but fuck it. And now let's import that shit. No. What I wanted to do? Ah, yes. Here. Let's import that. Another imported photo from my phone. Should be a bit better. Yeah, it's not perfectly aligned, but fuck it. And yeah, let's use that. Actually. Will it be a little bit better? Just a little bit better? Damn. I think this notebook might be not big enough to take a picture from. I think I would need like a way, way bigger page. But what I'm thinking on, actually, I don't have it right now, but I should just buy a blanket page and procedurally render this grid, right? But at least for now, for exploration, it's okay. The only thing that sucks is those smudges when I'm moving camera around, right? That kind of fucking sucks. Because on the static image, it looks like, whoa, that's something kind of cool, etc. But, you know, like, oh yeah, I have I am previewing the image and shit, but then I'm moving around and it's like, whoa, that fucking sucks. Right? I wonder if it would have this effect if I use this material instance. Let me look at it. Yeah, does it have like specific changes? No. Like I want to take a peek at this procedural grid from Epic. Yeah, let me copy it. Let me take a peek at it. Oh, it goes as the material attributes. Okay. I'm changing it into unlit model. Let me basically surface opaque unlit decided. Surface opaque unlit decided. And why do I not see anything? I have no idea. Cast ray trace shadows. Why? But whatever. Yeah, and what I'm trying to do is use this screen position. Okay. Because there's like this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. I don't really have like UVs in here. I wonder if I just use that for my sky dome. How it will perform? Like nothing. What if I changed it here? It doesn't work. Okay, so I would have to build it like specifically for the sky dome, like the grid paper. Build it procedurally. Okay, okay. Still, I'm kind of happy with the result. With the exception that it all fucking smudges when you move around. That kind of sucks. I don't know why it happens like this. This blur. Do I have like a motion blur turned on in some way, shape, or form? All settings, motion blur. I don't want to have that. It still smudges as fuck. I guess it's because of the way I'm doing this, so I should probably procedurally generate this grid instead of taking a picture of it. I guess. Yeah, let me delete this and save this for the future reference. And yeah. We kinda do have it. Let me turn on the world settings, the ones that I created for my game. Maybe let's... That is weird as fuck. Yeah, like the grid should be way, way, way smaller. And I'm not sure if that's the right effect, to have it like on screen space. So that might not be the good idea. That might not be that much of a good idea. This is like this world aligned texture, right? And actually, can I multiply it by color? And how it will look if I multiply that by color? Yeah, I can get the effect that I want. I can actually put it into grayscale. I can't. Okay. So color that is. Wait. What if I don't want to have it as a world aligned texture? What if I actually also want to have it at the screen position and just... Which one was it? Shit. I think that's the freshest picture, yeah. Let me put that in here. I'm gonna repeat this thing with that and roughness 1, Specular 0. Metallic would be a weird thing to set in here, but how it will look. Weird as fuck. Whoa. But that... I'm not sure if that looks awesome or creepy as fuck, because look at that. We are using one texture, right? One nicely aligned texture. And we are kinda getting this effect as if it was drawn all in the same fucking notebook. If I could add, and on top of this grid, like, you know, like if something was drawn with pencil or something, like a texture of being colored with pencil, that could be something interesting, don't you guys think? Let me also put the floor on that shit, right? Because why not? So let's change the name of it to... Let's turn it into parameter. Color. I'm getting somewhere that I wasn't even thinking that I would get. Yeah, like what I need is just like this fake hand colored pencil drawn in. Texture, I'm not sure if it makes sense when I'm saying this, but you know. And it's not borderline texture anymore. Is paper grid with color. And let's create material instance. I hate that it adds inst at the end. It should be mi. And mi paper grid. It should be like yellow paper. The only thing that I don't like with this approach, and I'm not sure if procedural grid will solve that, is this smudge, this blur that happens when I'm moving things around, right? And yeah, save, and let me also duplicate it. Green paper, and actually that would be gray paper, right? Save. Let's turn that shit gray. Yeah, and let's use that for the floor. And that's really freaky. Yeah, like the texture, you know, there are like multiple grids. Like the Unreal grid is showing over it. It is weird as fuck. Although it does get the job done, but I don't think for that thing it should be. Yeah, because right now I don't see the 3D-ness of that thing. And also I have this Unreal grid that I have to turn off for viewing that I'm not really sure how to turn off because I never turn that shit off. So that's interesting. How to turn Unreal grid off. Dexterovsky asks, are you using TSR? Oh, that's fine. Anti-aliasing. I think I am. So I will turn off that shit in a second, but right now I really want to turn off the Unreal grid in here. And I'm not really sure how to do this. Coordinate system, show transform widget, gizmo scale. Can you even turn off the Unreal grid being shown? Because right now it is fucking up my preview capabilities. Yeah, because however this cone looks fine. The floor looks absolutely horrendous to walk around in. No, it's awful. And I need to delete the exponential height fog. Yeah, like I have no idea what is a walkable space, what is non-walkable space. The effect on its own is fine, but I guess 3D things should be not screen. Or at least some other details should be added in, because that is not screen spaced. That makes me understand that, hey, this is the 3D object that I'm walking on. This is a floor, right? Because right now it is downright absolutely awful. The effect is cool and all, but I have no fucking idea how to orient yourself in this 3D space. And this 3D Unreal Grid is pissing me off. I don't know how to turn this off. And TSR, yes. Let's see the editor preferences. It should be there. TSR. How do you turn that off? Is it in the project settings? I really want to turn off this thing. TSR. None. Thank you. I wonder if it will help with that. And while we're at it, grid. No, okay. That's not here. How about here? Grid. Oh my god. Level editor. Enable grid snapping. Okay, you cannot turn the grid off. That sucks. But okay, let's add like some other... Let's add... Where the hell I had it? Yeah, because right now we have only this thing on, right? I want to add some detail that will... make it more prominent in 3D space. I don't know what to even use here. But okay, let me launch Krita quickly. Do some bullshit texture. Like new file. Whatever, it can be 2K by 2K. Let's delete that right out of the gate. And... why can't I delete this? Now I can delete. I cannot delete. I want to delete all of that. Okay, fuck it. I'll let it be in the background. I'm not really a great Krita user, but let me turn that shit again. Let me... I don't want to have alpha here. You piece of shit. Can I now? Oh, I just had to uncheck that. Okay, yeah. And now let me just paint in like white anything. Yeah, it is white, but can I choose my brush? Yeah, I have some brush. Oh, there is like a brush in here and brush and too big. Let me quickly create like this. Bullshitty texture as if I'm drawing, you know, with the pencil. And let's see. This is the first time since forever I've been doing anything like that. I'm not sure how it will look. Let's export this. Let's maybe save this into here. Colored pencil texture, I don't know, and let's export that as a PNG, whatever. Now let's export it in here. It will probably look like ass, but you know, who cares? We're just experimenting. Yeah, that's how it looks like. Correct. And let's try to use that to create some definition of 3D space or whatever, like so yeah, we're taking this in. Sampler type. Okay. Yeah, so I should really just take that, multiply that, and it should create this, or should I multiply it by that? Yeah, by alpha, of course. And it's not exactly what I wanted to do, right? Am I crazy or am I crazy? But let's see how it will look like. It kinda created a 3D definition while still showing the grid over it, which is kinda the effect that I wanted to explore. Now we have no TSR and we have no blurring, which was a great call, Dexterovsky. Thank you for that. Also, you know, the edges got fucked up, but for this art style, it's like more than welcome, actually. But it feels horrendous to play. I'll be honest. It feels like I have this freaking grid constantly in front of my face, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. Of course, it's styled awfully. The UVs are wrapped in all sorts kind of wrong ways. But at least now I know, with the exploration of trying to find an art style, right? That I don't want to have this grid overlaid constantly, right? And because there's like a problem here. At least that's how it looks like to me. Like, cannot quite define this. Like, let's quickly around the flame shot and take a screenshot in here. And look at this, guys. Let me maybe put it into Krita so we could see it better. Yeah, whatever. Like, what happens in here is kinda what gives me like the fucked up quality. Is that if we take a peek, like in here, we can see that my color is not like on a actual paper. When if I would draw on it with pencil or colored pencil, it would go over the grid. It's like if my colored pencil is underneath the grid. So if I were able to resolve that, so my grid would be, each stroke of a pencil would be covering the grid, maybe it would be better. If not, then it means that I cannot render the grid on the whole screen and call it a day, right? I'm not sure if I make sense, but that's kinda how maybe we will be able to fix it. So I think the difference should be that instead of multiplying it, I should be adding it. Maybe. But then it becomes like just wherever the gray is, green shows up. So that's not exactly... I want this to be layered over it. So I kind of want this to be the first layer, and then I want this to be a layer over it, right? I'm missing something super obvious right now. I know that. What if I did that? Still not exactly that, right? No, I want to have a UVs of my 3D object, because otherwise we cannot. Maybe ask some AI how it could be approached. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I have Gemini on hand. Or we could have fun and ask Epic Assistant. Do we want to have fun? Yes, let's have fun. Epic Assistant. By the way, I watched the video, Dexterovsky, about the Epic Assistant. I laughed my ass off. And I lost my chat. Where's the chat? Okay. I have a texture of a grid paper, and I have a texture of colored pencil strokes with alpha. I wanna create a material where grid paper would be seen kinda like a base layer with pencil strokes, a second top layer, as if pencil strokes are being made on grid paper. So pencil stroke color will be on top of grid line color. How to achieve that in material? And let's see what kind of answer it will provide. I'm pretty sure that it will be not usable. I like to sometimes do this, yeah, to show myself that, yeah, AI is cool and all, but sometimes it's just not there. If you're doing something that's been done 1,000 times, yeah, it probably will be great for you, but anything else, The material editor set the material blend mode to mask. Use mask for hard alpha cutoff or translucent for smooth blending. Okay. It should be linear interpolation, just a lerp. Okay. Overnote. I am quite half sure there's no such node. Blend overlay, that's something. No node over. It is just such bullshit. Dexterowski says, please compare it with some other AI like Gemini. Yeah. Let's do this. Why not? Let's put it in here and chat with Gemini. Can I? No thanks. I can. Can I select that I don't want to? Okay, fuck you. I'm not using that account for too much anyway. And Unreal Engine 5 material editor. And let's turn it into like a pro. I think I might have a free ticket for that, and let's see what kind of answer Gemini will prop up. Meanwhile, we'll try to come up with something on our own. He was saying that I should use lerp for that, linear interpolate, and I should put it in here, and that I should make sure that it is masked material. Yep, and I have masked, and that it is it should be unlit in my opinion. Still, sorry, it should be default lit. And it's saying that it should be like this, it should be like this, or should I say actually no, he said that I should use alpha in here. I kind of don't understand what he was going for. Like, kind of looks almost alright, and if I go for this, it will be just that, and here I have a layer of that. Like, no, it's all, I think it's all wrong. But whatever. It says that I should go like this, and then use the alpha for those strokes. That's all bullshit. So I should just go like that. Will it produce the actual result? It kinda, yeah. Kinda, but it's looking very fucking weird. Let's see how it looks in the world. Oh my fucking god. It looks very weird, but just a tad bit better. Let's change the color of gray paper to be even more darker. Kinda worked, I have to say. It kinda worked. It is better, but I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know. It does starts to look like something. You gotta agree, right? But still, like, the devil is in the details, right? Dexterowski said, I stopped using ChatGPT paid subscription when I realized free Gemini is providing better results and answers. Oh, really? I don't really use ChatGPT that much. I don't really have a concrete reason why. It's just I don't like that company as a whole. Sam Altman as a person is like irritating for me. Yeah, and if anything, I use Gemini, but I used it for more like personal reasons than work, I'll be honest. More like, hey, I know nothing about this and that. Give me like some links to like a Google++, right? Because Google search right now is fucked up. But yeah, let's see what ChatGemini said. surprisingly, this kind of half worked. There is no node that they are saying here. Opacity mask if using mask blend mode. Ah, yeah, I didn't do the additional thing they asked me to do. It's not that. Opacity mask. I should have also used that. If I'm not it created weird holes in my material, so I don't think that's... I think that's bad, actually. But no, actually this might be... Actually, it... Scratch all that. That's my material. That's my material, I think. No, it isn't. Fuck! It isn't. It's just like it's covering... It could be, but no. Actually, I kinda wanna... It is getting somewhere. But... Holy shit-a-moly. And now try to find where the fuck... Oh yeah. Get there faster. But the green color does it better. It like covers the actual grid better. This doesn't cover it at all. It might be better if it wouldn't be a grid paper, but I kind of wanted the game to look like it is a drawing at the edge of the notebook when you are bored in the classroom when you were still going to school or something like that. But maybe that's not a good idea for all the grid reasons. Maybe just a clear paper would be way better idea. Clear paper probably would work right out of the gate. But I'm still, you know, fighting. Let's see what Gemini produced. To achieve a layered look when the pencil strokes sit on top of the grid paper, you need to use lerp. Okay. Both of those things said the same thing. Grid paper, pencil strokes, the alpha channel of your pencil stroke. Great. So actually, they have the exact same approach, but the Epic's AI really fucked up on such a thing as overnote. No such thing exists. Yeah, and what do they say more? Create the material. Texture samples, alert, no, yeah, finalize. Ending material properties, roughness, normal. The pencil wax often reflects light differently than paper. You can copy the exact same lerp logic for the roughness channel. Oh, that's actually a cool idea. Grid roughness. Create a constant. That's actually a cool idea. That's actually a good idea. I haven't even considered that. Huh? Why not? Let's try that. Because my roughness is here as the same as basic grid, right? Oh no, actually, no. Wait, so... That's actually a nice idea. lerp. Why it's not showing me a regular lerp? Linear interpolate, yes. Okay, actually. This will be the roughness of a paper. This will be the roughness of a pencil wax, right? And I will just use... This is an alpha and I should output it into roughness. That's actually a great freaking idea. I haven't considered that. And I should probably do the same for like specularity a little bit. But inverted, this should be like 0 specularity where the actual grid is, and some specularity where the brush stroke is. Maybe even more. I don't know how it will look. Okay. But it still kinda looked weird. Don't you agree, guys? It still kinda looks weird. Where the hell is this object? Yeah. It's cool that I can see all of that, but I'm not sure if the grid paper is a way to go. Maybe it should be just paper. As if it was being drawn on paper. I really wanted to have this grid, but it might not be great. Not really sure, because there's like an additional version of that where I don't use this combined with the grid paper. I just use that. And then it looks way clearer to read. But you can clearly see that this is like just a 3D object, right? And that it is like a hole. It's like it's not drawn on that paper. Which makes me think like, I wonder if I could... I'm not sure if I can do this. But that would be cool if I could take everything that the renderer rendered without the background of a grid paper, put it as a render target onto the material and combine it with the grid paper. Like as if it actually is everything being drawn on grid paper. I'm not sure how to even achieve that. But that would also be something. Also, probably there could be like a post process that would make it look everything like a brush stroke over a grid paper, but I'm not sure if that's the way to do it. There are like a couple of ways to do it. Yeah, it looks like a hole into the world below that has grid paper in it. So even though it makes visibility way better, it's not exactly the look I'm going for, so no. I wonder if I have like a clear sheet of paper somewhere to test how it will all look without grid paper. Give me a quick sec. I will try to find it somewhere. So give me a quick sec. I actually do have. I found like my old mixed media paper that I was doing lots of different drawings in here when I was still trying to learn how to draw during COVID, and you can like see lots of, I don't know how to show this thing. Like I committed to like doing lots of different drawings. Yeah, but I'm not a. I was only copying what others did. I couldn't do anything on my own, but I even have like a square sheet of paper, so that's nice. Let's try it. Let's see how that will look like, right? Let's take a phone, let's take a picture. And let me quickly see because I got an important message that I missed. Okay, no, just my partner sent me a video of her kid and a cat playing together. And a balloon. Oh, nice. I don't feel comfortable sharing this kind of personal videos yet. But yeah, let me take a... Let me take a quick picture of that sheet of paper. Yeah. And let's see how that will look like. We are using Unreal Engine to explore things. Surprisingly, Epic AI Assistant was kind of cool with us. But still, probably real tech artists and artists will solve all those problems like in 2 minutes, right? What the hell is that? I have no idea. Yeah, but I was learning how to draw. I stopped at some point. I still would love to learn how to draw because I could probably concept things way better. But it is such a hard skill to learn that, And what is this? Oh yeah. In Poland we have something called Alert RCB, and I just got a message that there will be like some... I don't even know how to call it, like... an army training or something, and not to panic. Okay, I'm not panicking. At all. I need to have a little snack because I'm already like low on energy, so sorry for that. Yeah, so I think my photo uploaded. Or not. What the fuck? Did I somehow deleted it? No. Why do we have a problem of sending this? Thank you. Okay. I have a slight shadow over this picture, so let me quickly edit that. Let me just download that picture. Or fuck it, let's have it with shadow. Fuck that. And let's try to use that in our project. So this will be our texture. Let's see how that will look like. Because maybe grid paper Need some more work, and this will get us where we want immediately. What the fuck I just did? I should have done this, and put it like right here. And the same with here. Let's put this here. Connect these things here. I'm not sure if it is an upgrade. I'll be honest, guys. I'm not sure if it is an upgrade. I mean, you have no problem with grid lines, but it doesn't look better, I'll be honest. It actually looks like a wall. Like we are staring at the infinite wall. It doesn't look like we are staring at the paper. At all. Even though we have all this paper texture. It looks more like a wall. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay, fuck it. Let's bring back the previous version. It was like a million times better. Even though, you know, the grid is way too big. We cannot draw over those grid lines in such fashion that it would look realistic. I'd rather solve that problem, and just by looking at that picture you see what I'm going for. You can go like, ah, okay, that's what he's going for, right? But it's a little bit easier to understand and cooler in my opinion than just this flat paper. Dexterovsky says, I was always struggling with making textures like this, or some clean plaster walls. Yeah, I remember learning texturing like during the actual pandemic, right? 2020, 2021. Making a regular ass texture or material, the hardest thing to make it look actual realistic. I don't know how artists do this. That's up to you. Like clean wall, etc. to make it look correct. I have no idea what you guys are doing. Heads off. Actually, I wonder if Epic AI will be able to tell us this. If I could take everything that is being rendered and put it into the render target onto some texture. That would be a funny way of doing it, right? Or are we just talking about some post-process? I never really played with post-process. Let's see what Epic AI will say to us. But I think it should be post process, not render target, because it seems like a stupid idea and it will be way not performing. Dexterovsky says, render target, I was playing with it some days ago to make a monitoring system. It is some nice performance killer. Yeah, I can imagine. Because you're constantly taking what's being rendered, probably in like a super high detail, and re-rendering it. Seems hardcore. Let me just quickly open up a window because it's got hot here. Alright. Let's see what Epic AI spit out. Post-process material. Okay, global screen effect. Yeah, maybe I am overthinking it with this background and shit. Maybe like a post-process is a way to go. Although I like the way this shit looks. Like there's a nice promise in there. Dexterovsky says, yeah, you can choose what it should render, but I'm wondering how to optimize it correctly, because it doesn't have any sensible options. Only render when moved or something like that. Huh. Yeah, I'm wondering too. Like what could be an optimization there. Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, the best way to do it is if it could like somehow render the whole scene yet again, but in like super small resolution. I don't know how big of a monitoring system we're talking about, you know, when you will be looking at it, but yeah, I wonder how to actually do a correct monitoring system in Unreal. I never really did that. Okay, let's try the post-process way, right? So we will create like another level, new level, basic, right? Let's do it that way. Let's try to quickly do something with it. World settings, our world settings. Let's put in the like some, as I did previously, like a simple cone. Let's scale it a bit, etc, right? Whatever. And paper world post process experiments. And what does it say to do? Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Post process. Actually, I never really played with post processes. How the hell do you do this? Ah, just a new material. Okay. New material. Paper world post process. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing really. Here, post process. That's the thing that I do know. Blendable location after tone mapping. No such thing exists here. So, oh no, there is. Blendable location scene after tone mapping. Yeah, after everything has been rendered. Okay. Blend mode opaque. It's already selected. So you actually cannot use that. Add a scene texture node and set it to type post process in. What? Scene texture node. Post process input 0? Really? Add a texture sample node for your grid paper. Okay, texture sample. Which one I actually did use in the end? I think I used that, right? Hello? Why can't I? What's going on? Sometimes Unreal behaves in weird ways, and then Epic AI itself is telling me to multiply or lerp nodes to combine the scene color and the grid texture. For example, multiply the scene color RGB by the grid texture RGB, slightly transparent grid, optionally adjust the grid opacity, output the combined node to emissive color. Do not modify base color or opacity pin. I'm not sure what the fuck are they talking about. So really, they are saying to just do that and everything would be rendered and connected to emissive color. Are you for real? Arithmetic between float 3 and 4 and the far undefined. So thank you, Epic, for doing that. Scene texture RGB, grid texture RGB. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I guess I just need to put this here. That's not exactly what I'm going for. So the post process actually might not be the way to do things. And here, because I kind of want this whole grid and the paper texture to be in the background and everything being rendered on it. So what they are also telling us is post-process volume, drag it in here, put infinite in here, infinite extent. Great. And what also they're saying to us? Rendering features, yes. Post-process materials, and I should add my reference, which is this guy. That looks like shit. That looks bad. It just layers and creates an opacity. What the fuck? So I think my approach might have been a little bit better from the get-go. Because it doesn't look like a drawing on a grid paper. It looks like we're looking through a film that has this kind of grid, but that's it. It's bad. It's really, really fucking bad. And they also said to us to maybe use that. That's even worse, I think. That's just really fucking bad. No. Let's see what this guy has to say about this. Let's see. So far, the approach that I kinda consider on my own rendered the most interesting result. Still, there are things to, you know, work out. But it's like way better than this, like, weird, whatever the fuck it wanted it to be. And if we look at our thing, and our pure ref, maybe I shouldn't combine it with the grid at all. Maybe that's not a good way of going about this. Those 3D objects, maybe that should be combined with like a regular flat paper. Oh, he did it. A post-process material, yeah. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. And the drone cell shading, etc. That's not what I'm going for, so we won't be going with anything that AI tells us here because it's not that great. Dexterovsky asks, what the fuck is Luigi doing down here? Luigi? Where? Ah, yeah, here. What is Luigi doing here? When I was prompting it to an AI, I was saying like, because it was constantly giving me a 2D game, so I was like, it's a 3D game, kinda like Mario Odyssey or Ratchet and Clank or God of War Ragnarok, and then it output this fucking image, and I was like, okay, it's better than what it was doing previously, but still. It's not exactly that. But whatever. I think I have a different solution to our problem. This is paper world post-process. I'm not going with that because it seems not that great, but here I could use the... Is it the white texture? I don't... Is it that white texture? Yeah, it is just a regular as texture. So maybe here instead of a grid paper we'll be using regular paper. Maybe that will be looking a tad bit better with the grid lines. It actually does! I still get this grid underneath it a little bit. When I output the screen position, yeah, now it is kind of something. Yeah, cell shading for sure will be needed here, that's obvious, but I didn't want to concentrate on that yet. But what if it was like world aligned texture? Huh. For example, what if my ground was X, Y world aligned texture? Am I saying it correctly? I'm not sure, but let's try that. Actually, it's a paper grid with color, yeah. And let's do a duplicate of that. World aligned texture. It needs to be a texture object, so so everything I did here is kinda I'm not really sure what any of this outputs. Like texture object. Let me quickly do this and try that. What is the output of that? That's like, let's try delerp. Show me that. And alpha 0, because I just want to preview it. What the hell is that? Okay, so if I did this, but I don't know what. It probably should be this, right? But I need to also have like a yeah, great. I also need to have like alpha in here. I'm not really sure how to correctly use that. For that matter. Okay, I think I'm just bullshitting right now. Very hardly. Yeah, I don't think it is going well with this, so I'm getting back to the previous setup. Thank you. And what else I could try in like 5 minutes, because I only have like 5, maybe 10 minutes left. For that, I won't do an outline that quick. But yeah, but we do have some kind of experimentation done. Oh, Dexterowski says, okay, it explains everything about the Luigi. Yeah. The amount of bad pictures I have to go through in order to get those semi... What I have in mind pictures is astonishing. Yeah, I wanted to try another thing. What if it wasn't screen aligned? What is if we were like, okay, let's just have it like that. And of course, let's hook up this. Whoa. I thought I unhooked the screen position here. I unhooked the screen position there. And let's unhook the opacity mask, because I might not need that. Yeah, it looks like I'm walking on a paper. In a paper world. Yeah. Maybe this is kinda something that's the way I should be going for. But I like the trippiness of the previous setup. Right now I'm on the edge and I can be like this being drawn here. There's something trippy about that, and I like that quality of it. I just don't know how to make it look. I mean, of course, I know that I need to have a better grid picture, etc, etc. Better grid texture. And that this grid is a killer of anti-aliasing, so in this game there would be no anti-aliasing. But yeah, I'm actually glad that I tried that. But what if the viewport UV was also sampled here? Then it would never move and you will never understand the 3D positioning of that. That sucks ass. I mean, if an outline was here, maybe we already have like a simple outline somewhere. Like a material given for free, that would be awesome. Thickness outline, nah. That's not it. Nah, it is too trippy. It's too trippy. Yeah, that's what you sometimes do when you're trying to experiment and find the look of it and you don't have it in your brain and you're not an artist, right? So no, let's not hook that up into UVs of a 3D object. Let's kind of have it like this, and probably let's leave it at that for that moment. Yeah, for now when we'll be doing gameplay prototypes, we won't be using any of those textures or look. We still will be doing the old bullshit placeholders, but it's nice to know that, hey, it actually is something that is semi-possible. Maybe I will talk to some real tech artists and ask them a couple of opinions of how to do certain things to make it look better. I know a couple from my day job, so maybe they will be able to help me out with some things. Or it should be colored like leaving no holes behind it. Kind of like in that picture, like it is nicely, tightly covered. Although there is like holes and everything. Yeah, still lots of things to consider. For example, how to do clouds correctly in that kind of environment. They probably should be drawn on a paper beforehand. That's how it will look in the actual game. Yeah, so it is stretched out. Yeah, but I think the more clearer look is when even the grid paper on the 3D objects themselves are not screen position. That's the clear look. At least now you can understand the 3D space better. Yeah. I'm kind of glad we at least found a way to make this grid paper background behave kind of like I want it to behave. That it is like static, it's always like that. It's not like a... But still, the look of like as if we were in the box would be also interesting. But I might experiment with it on a future Finding Artstyle stream, which for sure will happen next year. I need to, you know, experiment even more with that. It's funny that this kind of art style and everything dictates that you have to have anti-aliasing off, because all those grids are anti-aliasing killers. Okay, so guys, I'm afraid that's it for me for this year. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stream for until the next year because of like work reasons, life reasons. The schedule, my life schedule has been hell lately. But here's hoping for the next year. And I hope you guys have a nice rest, you know, of the year. Merry Christmas to you guys. And yeah, Happy New Year for you. We'll see each other, you know, in January. And we will do more Unreal development. We will be making more gameplay prototypes. Maybe we'll try to do more of an art style thingy. We'll see. There are lots of things that I would love to try next year to do. So, Dexterovsky says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you, thank you. So, without further ado for this year, bye-bye. And let's see each other in January. I will for sure drop the announcement when I will have the date. And yeah, have a nice rest if you're able to during this whole Christmas break. So, salute and Happy New Year. Bye bye guys.